So to think like 6 years ago, Doom Tower didn't even exist. Curse City, that's wild to me. I just unlocked Doom Tower. I am so hyped to finally get into this. So yeah, can you believe it has been since July 29th, 2018 since Raid released, and a lot has changed since then. And with it, the community's opinion has also evolved, and that's what we're going to take a look at today, the most recent reviews of the game in 2025. Also, if you guys want the absolute best star in Raid Shadow Legends as a new user, listen up here. Sun Wukong is available for free. All you got to do is head on over to promo codes and enter the promo code Monkey King, one word, confirm that, and as a new user, it will go through, it will confirm it. Head on over to your inbox. You'll have Monkey King sitting there, Sun Wukong, and then, you know, a bunch of starter resources to give you the absolute best start. But that's not all. I'm going to provide you guys with the ultimate support system here, which is Teodor and Ugo, two amazing epic support champions. If you want to obtain them alongside Sun Wukong, all you got to do is follow that link in the description below. And yes, of course, you can scan that QR code on the screen, and you'll also obtain additional starter resources as well by following my link. Then enter the promo code for Sun Wukong, Monkey King, and you are good to go. And by the way, these promo codes and promo links would not be possible without the sponsor of this video, Raid. So yeah, special thanks to them. So yeah, I found this post right here from Straight Error 8752. He says, hot take, Raid has gotten better. There's a lot to be glad about. And he goes on to say this. So he started an account on Raid 6 years ago. Now that's devotion or something like that. Not sure exactly when, but there was no Hydra, no 9-piece sets, no mythicals, no Doom Tower, no Curse City, no tag team live arena, no Sylvan Watchers or Shadowkin, no Awakened Souls. Damn, he has watched this game evolve. Now he goes on to say, I'm exclusively free to play and got frustrated by how hard it was to get anywhere without paying. I started a new account 7 months ago and honestly feel like it's a different world. So many freebies. I feel like I can accomplish a lot without spending a dime. Now, it certainly takes hard work, but I feel like there's hope. There are actually things to strive for, like Mithrala. Me seeing that I can get Mithrala in a couple weeks is exciting and inspiring to put the work in. Also, the free legendaries with 5-star souls, huge win. Most of them have actually been phenomenal and high grade heroes. That's awesome. Yeah, you know, Alice in Wonder is a perfect example of this. This event was so much fun. All you have to do is like log in those 7 different days, and I got her for absolutely free, and she has been an absolute game changer for my team synergy. Whenever I'm basically doing anything in the game, she has been absolutely amazing. But also, I gotta say something. If you do get Ursula, do not neglect her. She is just stellar as an epic support champion, has been huge for reviving my team, keeping them in the battle, and keeping them on the go. But anyway, back to this review. It says, also between Doom Tower, Curse City, 3 clan bosses, 3 arenas, there's so much to do without having to pay for energy. Another big win. There's a lot that still frustrates me about the game, and Platinum, I think he means Valerium, is still obviously money hungry, often frustratingly so. I still mostly avoid the arena because playing against Wells is incredibly annoying. Also, a tip about arenas, I guess it's best not to head into gold tier because that's when you do end up facing off against the Wells. In fact, you want a defensive team that's kind of weak. I consider my defensive team kind of like really powerful because I do want to actually keep going through until I hit silver. But once you hit silver, I guess you want to stay in that realm because it actually makes sense competitively. But that's what I've heard from some of the raid community. Let me know if that's correct or not. I'm kind of curious your take. But yeah, he finally says, but I wanted to give some credit that there actually have been massive improvements, even if they took a long time. So to think like 6 years ago, Doom Tower didn't even exist. Curse City, that's wild to me. I just unlocked Doom Tower. I am so hyped to finally get into this and start the great climb up here and see what challenges await me. You know, I consider myself still fairly new to Raid Shadow Legends, so I'm going to see how this goes. But you know, if you're like me and you're kind of new to Raid Shadow Legends, you're going to want to have a stellar team from the start, and I've got a link in the description below. I'll tell you how to get Sun Wukong as well, an amazing legendary attack. But you can get Teodor and yes, Ugo right now for free. 2 amazing epic supports. Follow my link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen and you'll also obtain a ton of free starter resources. But when it comes to your leader, I highly recommend Sun Wukong. Once you have your account set up through my link in that description below, you can get Sun Wukong. It's quite simple. All you have to do is head on over here to promo codes and enter Monkey King and confirm. Remember, you have to be a new user. and you got to do it within, I think it's like 24 to 48 hours of creating a new account, and you will obtain Sun Wukong as well as additional resources as well in your inbox. So yeah, join me, check it out. And then we got this comment right here. Sir, this is a positivity free zone. And that definitely cracked me up because there's so much negativity sometimes. And of course, there is legit feedback. Do not get me wrong. There's legit feedback about Raid Shadow Legends, but it's kind of like nice to see some positivity and see the changes that have actually happened to Raid. And this comment really stood out for me and a lot of other people too. It says, I think it's just human nature to speak up when it's something to complain about more than things they like. I'm certainly guilty of it, especially when it comes to posting on Reddit. You care about something, and so you make critics wanting it to improve and get better. But I often say there's a reason I'm playing Raid for almost 2 years over other gacha games that I compare to Raid. There are things they do better than Raid, and I want Raid to adopt some of it, but Raid does other things better that I am playing Raid over the other ones. But you know, I definitely found that opinion on point right there, and Raid is actually doing some very interesting things here in the very near future. They're going to have the ability to basically play some of the modes in the background like auto battle, and you'll be able to mess around with stuff at the Bastion. And this is what some other gacha games are doing. So Raid is definitely paying attention to what's working in its space, and it looks like to me that they really do want to improve based on user feedback. So that is really noteworthy. It's not like they're completely ignoring the community. And some people want there to be more of a focus with Live Arena. Check it out right here. I agree with you. Side note, if more people played Live Arena, the pool of Krakens would be somewhat diluted. It would probably be more fun for everyone. Here's a response to that. Not everyone wants to play Live Arena, though. That's actually true. Some people want more of like the PvE experience versus PvP. We got Eddie here who says, I agree. So on that note, it would be nice if they could change the advanced quest to play one Live Arena battle rather than win one. That might actually encourage people to check it out more. People who don't like the Live Arena get 50 energy in a few seconds. People who do get an easy win. But I'm kind of curious, when you finally hit the end game, and I really want some opinions on this, what is your absolute go-to mode? What do you find yourself playing mostly? And I've seen the Cursed City. I cannot wait to get to it finally. So yeah, that one's being teased right now for me. And yeah, there were some other pins. You know, they've added so many champions to the game over the years. Some of them are really, really cool. You know, to think that Shadowkin here didn't even exist at one point, but because they've added so many champions, some people say they need more ways to kind of like, I suppose you would say, target farm a champion that you want to obtain. Of course, we do have like 2x events, progressive chance events, which some people are kind of like on the fence about to never do progressive chance, but they still want more opportunities, more events tailored to perhaps specific champions to acquire. And that's definitely challenging considering that this is a free to play game for sure. But yeah, man, overall Raid has definitely evolved into quite the game from 6 years ago. It is incredible to see what has changed. I really didn't have any idea. Again, like I'm coming into this kind of as a newcomer, and it's fascinating to see veterans and how they kind of appreciate those changes. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about my next plans for Raid. And the big one is, of course, unlocking the Altar of Souls. That's going to be unlocking in 2 more levels. I just hit level 40, which I was absolutely thrilled by. Because yes, now finally, like I mentioned beforehand, Doom Tower is here. I cannot wait to finally get into this. And it looks like, from what I am seeing here, it has very worthwhile awards. It also has 2 difficulty settings. So it doesn't have like the 4. I think there's 4 in the campaign mode. But yeah, I am so curious to see what's going to happen here in the Doom Tower, how I like it compared to the other parts of the game. And I really do want to get more involved with faction wars because, again, there's some specific rewards there that I really need to start tapping into, because once you hit level 40, things really start to open up and change from what I understand, and you could really start fine-tuning your characters once you get past that level 40, 42 and into this end game. You could really start making your, you know, level 60s into like absolute powerhouses and do some pretty cool stuff there. So, you know, mentioning characters and champions, right now I do have 4 level 60 champions. That's pretty good, but I do want to get Teodor to level 60. He is one of my go-to, as I was going to say, go-tos when it comes to that support system for getting through, you know, really, really tough battles. He has always been there, you know, providing those buffs, healing up, and he's been absolutely stellar. And I do need to work on also upgrading some of the skills for some of my champions. I know that much. But yeah, Teodor is one of my big focuses now. I just need to figure out who I want to sacrifice, you know, I do have some chickens. If I head on over here, I have two, you know, 5-star chickens that I can utilize here, slot those in here. But who am I going to sacrifice for the other 3 slots? That's going to be the big question. Or maybe I'll get lucky and get another, you know, 5-star chicken naturally. Find out where to get that. We'll see. But ultimately, I know I'm going to have to sacrifice some champions, and that's going to be the question on who I need to rank up to do that. So that's what I'm looking at now. All right, so one final reminder, you can acquire Teodor and, yes, Ugo today for completely free. They are amazing epic support champions. All you got to do is follow that link in the description below or scan that QR code on the screen. And once you're set up, I got a promo code for you so you can acquire, yes, Sun Wukong, an amazing legendary attack champion. All you do is head on over here as a new user and you enter Monkey King and confirm, and you will acquire him in the inbox as well as a ton of starter resources. Check your inbox and you are good to go. But yeah, thanks guys so much for watching. I am going to continue progressing here. Finally going to be heading into the Doom Tower for the first time ever. Can't wait to check it out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.